Junior.
Okay, so we're live with the Tumblr Survivor podcast numero dos. That's number 2 for you non-Spanish speakers out there. Um, and today I'm with Teddy and Lydia, who hosted
Maldives.
Maldives.
Maldives. Okay.
Shelby did too.
Shelby did too. Why do you guys bring Shelby?
She's busy.
She's busy.
Oh,
She's busy. Sorry,
okay.
right now.
Great. Well, the season just ended on like last week, August 4th. So,
Yeah, August 4th, whatever day that is. So I think Wednesday or Thursday, whatever.
We're just gonna talk about the season, maybe bring in some guests. We'll see how this goes, and just give our perspectives on the season and everything. I mean, for me, it was a pretty good season, even though I feel like a favorite should have won. Just with how they control the game, but
A favorite
you
did win.
You mean a fan?
Oh, you mean a fan? Yeah. I
Oh,
always get them
I was
mixed
like,
up. Okay.
Junior, that's shady as fuck.
No, that's not shady. That's me not knowing my left and right. It's the same thing with fan and favorite. But yeah, I thought fans should have definitely won, but I don't know how you guys feel about the fans this season and how they performed, all the newbies and everything. I mean, you guys want to talk about your fans?
You can go first.
I love our fans. I think they did much better than Faves, in my genuine opinion. Like, they were all really, really good at controlling the game, and I mean, they weren't the best at sticking together, but like even the mini groups they formed, even kind of the crossover groups they formed with Faves, they did a really good job. I mean, there are a few of them that aren't the best, but like if I'm picking my favorites, the majority of them were fans.
Do you think they took control of the game because they won a lot at the beginning, or was that just because of how they played?
Oh no, they were just controlling kind of people.
Okay, so they were just more strategical than the favorites.
Yeah, kind of.
Okay. Cool. What do you think?
I definitely think that like I worked my ass off to find the fans. Yikes! Oh my God, we really are shit.
Yeah, you see.
I worked my ass off to find the fans that we did. I think that the problem with the reason why a fave won is because she was super strong socially, and that we had the wrong batch. This is going to be sound shady. We had the wrong batch of fans at the end with the one fave because she was outnumbered 1-5. That should be right there. She should have been next, but it was like blow-ups happening, fights happening, and she was a likable person. She was always in chats talking. No one disliked Abby really besides one person. So she had honestly a strong social game to the point where she didn't really have to even do much work at Final Council because you know she wasn't hated like that. And
people really underestimate like the social game, like just being likable.
Yeah,
likable.
But she was strategic too at the same time. Like she wasn't the most strategic person in the game, but when you have the inexperience that TQ had at Final Tribal Council, that's what hurt him, honestly. So.
Okay, and then so we're pretty much saying Thomas had no chance. Well, was he just not likable, or is it just because he was with TQ?
I mean, Thomas is a nice kid. He's not unlikable, but he definitely wasn't playing a social game. Like, there's a difference. I think he's an okay person, but he wasn't playing a social game in terms of like getting to know people and getting them to like him.
At least in I didn't see it. So if it was there, I didn't see it. So
yeah, I think he wanted people to not have an opinion on him.
Okay, I mean that's a good strategy for getting to the end. It's just for winning. Yeah, I get that.
I think Richie has the best, in my opinion, like Final Tribal Council speech. His opinion on Thomas's game sums up the entirety of what it was.
What was it?
Like he talked about how he went to the end with people that like I don't want to quote it because I don't want to get it wrong, but it was really good. Go watch it.
It was really good. It was my favorite too.
Yeah, Richie's had the best Final Tribal Council.
Are you talking about when Richie talked about how Abby got there without her pair, but Thomas and TQ didn't?
Yeah, that's what
Thomas
it was.
Didn't get.
Look at you knowing your facts more than I do. Congrats.
No, I watch all the tribals. I'm right there with you. I'm prepared for this podcast.
Richie is the one person who voted TQ too.
Most of the speeches were too skewed for me, so I kind of zoned out, to be honest with you.
So, do you think Richie would have won if it was the other way around and Abby didn't win immunity?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were fighting for the win. They were fighting to win the game at that point.
Shit.
They really were.
Had a chance. TQ had a chance, but if he opened up his speech like that against Richie, Richie would have sliced him in half at the end of his speeches, like so.
I heard they threw the challenge. Does it look like they threw the challenge?
I wasn't
TQ and
there.
Thomas?
You would know more than me.
I'm sorry, for what, the challenge?
They
Yeah,
throw
the
it?
challenge.
They threw it.
What about it?
Did they look like if they threw it? Because I heard they lasted a really long time in pressure cooker, but that
They
they didn't.
lasted. Well, so the final immunity was a lot harder than pressure cooker. Like physically more difficult. They lasted a lot longer than I thought they were. They were close to like 30 minutes. I mean, if you watch the video, it's Abby is like a rock. Like she shows no pain. She's not
Yeah.
shaking. She's fine. And like the other two guys dropped out early, and Richie, I thought he was gonna cry. Like he was struggling with that.
That sucks. What was it? Was it because I know they were holding something, right?
Yeah, you had to like hold a cup. You had to put like your two fingers inside a cup and like hold it above your head. It was rough.
Okay. It was rough. Yeah, it sounds rough. And I did that one challenge one time, and I lasted like 2 seconds. So
Yeah.
I'm right there with them.
For the pressure cooker, we just have them like hold their arm up, and that like knocked out the weak people. But you know, wasn't the same.
Yeah. I mean, about pressure cooker and all that. What was some of you guys' favorite challenges from the season?
Pressure cooker.
Yeah.
I mean, that wasn't my favorite. I was tired as fuck. I didn't think they would go that long. I thought maybe like 5 to 6 hours, not 8.
Oh yeah, I heard you. You were like, we have plans for you guys to not last 11 hours, and I'm like,
And none of them worked.
They
So
pushed through them. They went right through every single one. The pillowcase thing was my favorite though, just 'cause it was funny.
I was hoping they would just someone would get too hot and pass out maybe, but no one.
I was like, Teddy, why the pillowcase? You're like, it's sensory deprivation. I'm like, what?
It's supposed to throw off your perception, I thought, but like I don't know.
I don't think it worked.
oh my God.
I think they just looked dumb.
So yeah.
Nice. So I guess, I mean, we talked about the finals and everything. I don't know if you guys want to go through each castaway now, talk about their votes, talk about who controlled each vote, if you guys can remember.
Ooh.
That's gonna be tough for me. Can't even.
I don't want to say who controlled it because their egos are ginormous. So
Yep.
we can talk about.
Okay, so we can talk about Emily. Like, what was her downfall in this game? I heard she was inactive, but I don't know.
No, she was not. Who told you?
Okay, I don't know. I just heard that she wasn't around as much as other
she
people.
was. Their whole tribe was on call the very first night, all 9 of them. It was the fact that she looked for an idol. And
Oh my God.
And they all leached to that. There were a bunch of babies about the idols.
Yes, I know.
And it was really annoying. And there was a group of 6 that was an ugly group, in my opinion, and that formed way too quickly. And the 3 ladies at the bottom, which were Sarah, Emily, and Shaylin, had no chance to
Sarah was on the bottom.
Group. Yep.
Okay, we can talk about that later.
Yeah,
but
sure.
that's interesting. So I'm guessing the 6 people, did they already kind of know each other from past, or
No.
I feel like that's the only way, like a quick group. That
Casey formed it really early on, so like she just formed it really quickly. They all got along. It was the fact that like it was the 2 duos, and then Sid and Ricky, which kind of became a duo. So it was like basically 3 sets of duos against the 3 outsiders. So yeah.
Nice. Okay. I'm shocked because like usually when like somebody like just puts a bunch of people into an alliance the first night, it usually doesn't work out well. But usually, I was about to call somebody out from the community, but that'd be really mean. But yeah, for sure. Okay, so I mean Emily left, and I'm guessing.
In the reunion chat, she's amazing. Definitely was one of my preseason favorites, if not one of my favorite faves, just because her intro video was so iconic, and she's really nice. So. Yeah, I'm glad that she's still active within the season too.
Right.
So
yeah, I know she did well in
She had a long journey, even though it was 2 days in terms of attacking journey in the game. Like it was a long 2 days for her. So yeah.
Dude, so were you predicting like anyone else to be first food instead of Emily?
It was going to be Shaylin or her.
Okay.
So,
And well, we can get Shaylin when we get Shaylin.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing because Sarah left with like a 1 vote. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. Let's talk about the second tribe, the one that Shaylin pulled her idol on. This is Sarah. Hi, Sarah.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Okay, awesome. Hi.
So, do you want to talk about your tribal, like what was going through your head during the day, like?
I wasn't.
Who betrayed you?
Okay. I had so much trust in one member of like, because we had a bond before we even came in, so I trusted Eddie like 100%.
Yeah.
So I was probably assuming that he would tell me if something was happening, but I had like this gut feeling that Shay had an idol and it was going to be played. And we talked about it, and I was like, hey, Eddie, I feel like it's going to get played. And he's like, no, there's no way she found it yet. And I was like, okay. So then Shay and I were talking, and then she was kind of hinting at it, and I was like, fuck. But when it came down to me hearing my name versus Eddie's name and us being the last two, then I was like, well, both of us are going to be fucked over. So I knew that I was going to be going home instead of him.
So you just didn't think that Shay would come I mean, well, Shay didn't come after you, she went after Eddie. So you just didn't think that they would have a counter plan. You just thought that Shay would have the one vote, right? Like,
So,
you shocked at the fact that it was like, go ahead.
So Shaylin voted for Eddie?
Yeah, Shaylin voted
Okay,
for
who
Eddie.
voted for Sarah?
Yeah, Shay voted for Eddie.
So
That was
who
Ricky's
threw their
plan
vote
to
at
throw a
Sarah?
vote. That was Ricky's plan.
Okay.
And they had a bet, like, they thought if she had an idol, they would vote for Sarah, so it would be 1-1, and then vote out Sarah on the revote. It was their plan. All of them were in on it. All of them were in on it, besides Shaylin and Sarah.
Oh my god, that's crazy.
Yeah. So
Okay.
that was it. That was the death of Sarah.
Yeah. I mean, that's good on them for like having a backup plan to like in case an idol comes out. That's wild. I'm shocked that.
It wasn't just in case Ricky knew about it going in. That's why they had that backup plan.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Like he knew about that.
oh, that's right. I forgot. Yeah, go ahead and tell them, Sarah, what you, like, I guess Shaylin told him that she had one, or like kind of low key.
Yeah, Shay told Ricky that she had one, and Ricky was supposed to vote Eddie with her. But then because of that like big alliance, Ricky told them obviously, and they were like, okay, just in case she does play the idol, let's just all vote Sarah. That's why when you asked Eddie, do you have any final words? Eddie was like, no, I don't, because he knew he was going to be staying.
Oh shit! Like after the votes were read.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Well, thanks, Sarah.
Yeah.
You get back in peace, Queen.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for coming on. I appreciate it. Okay, well that's exciting for freaking like Ricky and so Ricky convinced Ricky wasn't actually with Shaylin or he
Shaylin had nobody after Emily. She had nobody after Emily left.
Okay, so who I forgot who you said that. So it was Shaylin. It was Shaylin, Emily, and who was the third person?
Sarah, Shaylin, and Emily were at the bottom the whole time.
Okay, cool. And then so we're all three of them looking for idols.
Yep.
Nice. Did no one from the six look for idols either?
I think Eddie looked once late at night because he knew Sarah's clue.
Yeah.
And that was probably it.
I'm just shocked. I feel like if people are looking for idols, like might as well everyone should be
Yeah,
looking
the
for
fans
idols.
were looking for idols. They had the right idea. So.
Yeah. I mean, so after that, you guys had the Munities tryst, and I'm sure Shaylin took advantage of that right away. I'm sure everybody was shocked when Shaylin got switched over.
Mm-hmm.
And I was gonna ask, so Shaylin goes over to the fans, and they vote out because the fans lost that one, and they vote out another fan.
Mm-hmm.
So was linked. Okay, so they were just in because I'm shocked that Shay wouldn't.
Shaylin was active. She was inactive. It was easy.
Okay, cool. I was like, oh, I'm gonna get Link.
Oh, but Lydia recruited Link, so lame Lydia.
Oh yeah, so
I mean,
where do you
I
know
had
him
a better
from?
recruit, but they dropped out.
Yeah. So.
From where? Where is Link from?
Tumblr.
Tumblr? What do you like?
Yeah.
Just Tumblr? Just...
Yeah, she just follows me on Tumblr, and Teddy told me to like reblog the ad, and she was like, "What is this?" And I was like, "Tumblr Survivor." I didn't think she was gonna be very active. She's only seen like 2 seasons, but.
Is it from your fandom blog or is it from the other one?
It's.
He's calling you out right now.
Okay, I'm glad we're bringing this up right now.
No. Here's the reason why I didn't specify, because I knew that would call her out even more.
Yeah, it's the fandom blog. It wasn't for a Survivor thing, which is why I was surprised that she hit me up about it at all. But I mean, she's like Survivor. I just didn't think she was gonna play.
It was bad timing for her too. She said so.
Yeah, I had a much better recruit. So.
Okay, have they played since then or?
No, they're gonna. We're waiting.
They're gonna. Okay. If you know who they are, just give me their name and I'll see what I can do for next potential season. So after that, you guys had to swap, and oh shit, Sid saved himself. Okay, good. I was like, how did they take out Shaylin? I thought Shaylin was in a good position after
Yeah,
she's.
that was rip worthy, honestly. That was Sid found me out of the morning before they swapped.
Yeah, I
After
was
Gaston, because he's really threatened by him.
Sid.
And yeah,
I'm
from like
shocked because they're both in the Big Brother Hell chat, and like Sid knows. I thought they were gonna work together. I really thought Sid would have put
uh,
Gaston winning the game not that high up in like.
please, he's petty. He's 16. Like
My
it's
God.
uh, but yeah, he wanted Gaston, but then decided to do Shaylin. There was a lot of strategy behind it, and he had Sherry. And I mean, do you know what happened to that lady or no? Because like,
No idea.
yeah, it was
So I'm
essentially like
guessing Sherry and Sid voted
Sherry.
Shaylin.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. So they
Nice.
got along. They kind of built the foundation for their alliance going forward. So.
Okay, so that's pretty much when Sid and Sherry started.
Mhm.
Yep.
Very cool.
Oh,
Petty
yeah,
Safe
Abby came on the
Alliance.
tribe, and it went to those three. Like those two were a tight group.
Yeah. So I'm guessing you guys really like Shaylin. Like I heard she was like really good.
I loved Shaylin.
She was entertaining, yeah.
That's shady as fuck, Lydia.
Yeah. She
um,
was.
yeah, she was. I mean, I haven't talked to her one-on-one ever, but like everything she did in the game was fun to watch.
Yeah, she
That's the best way to
was.
put it.
I love that she got to come back and play.
I
Mhm.
I really want to recruit her for my season. Like I sent her the message and everything, and then Teddy tells me like a day later that she already got cast for his season. And I'm like, okay, that's fucking great. Um. Okay, so next up, I love Casey, and I'm shocked. Well, I'm sad that she went this early, but another idol play?
hmm
Fuck. Damn.
Unfortunately, I decided to twist to have two idols on each beach.
Yeah.
Uh, they all were found, but what happened was like
Did anyone
we
compare notes to like see if there was two idols?
Mm-mm. Like they had an idea, but like only Abby had the clue that said that there were, so that she knew, and she
Okay.
told Sid, who told some people I think too. So like Abby was the first person to know 100% that there were two idols on the beach, on
Okay.
every beach. So what happened was that Mist, Shaylin, and Sid were just happened to be the ones that needed them, and they found them. So, uh, but Casey's vote
So
out was
why?
a bit interesting. They didn't
Yeah.
mesh with her very well at all. She was really friendly. I was on call once, and Miss was just so turned off by her.
Really? I've been on
Yeah,
call with Casey, and she's like the sweetest
I
person.
don't
So,
know. And Miss did not like her, so it just never
um,
clicked.
4, 5, 6,
So,
7. So
when
was it
Casey went,
supposed to be missed, right?
yep.
Okay, cool. And
hmm
then, I don't know who else you're gonna invite.
We got a lot of people who were willing.
hmm
Okay. Well, I don't know when. Just tell me, like, give me names, so when I get to them,
We'll
like,
type it.
I know when to like. Oh, really?
I think so.
I'm shocked.
Junior,
I'm
Yeah,
please.
I'm excited about that.
I'm really excited. Teddy knows that how
Wait, are
excited
you
I am for that one.
serious? Did he
Yeah,
have?
I told you.
Oh, okay.
I'm on
I
that
was
team
like,
too.
I was asking Teddy the whole.
I thought he died. Whatever. Okay.
Nope,
Um,
he's
but
around.
yeah, I really love Casey. It's just all these girls just going like Teddy.
Yeah, but it's okay because I had a girl win the season, so I'm not
Yeah,
mad at Mist.
true.
Ah,
True, that missed.
they
You
tried
turned
me.
it. You turned it around, and then the next vote out was right before the merge, Amanda.
Oh,
Um,
Rob. Okay, Amanda was the first person in this game to be cast a year ago when Shelby and I first signed
yeah,
up for the spot right after I got out of Spain. Me and Shelby had the season.
yeah.
Amanda was waiting to play our season.
Okay,
And,
that makes more sense because like I know Amanda from the community, from the Big Brother community. Like she hosts a lot of games.
yeah.
So I was shocked that she hasn't. I mean, a lot of Big Brother people haven't played before, but
hmm
you know.
She went off like in a blind side, and it sucked. I think it's one of the most. I don't hearing everyone's opinions now. I don't know if it's. I called it the worst move, but I think it's the most influential move of the one of the most
What do you
influential moves of the
mean?
game. Like in terms of it had the biggest impact. I think one of the biggest impacts on the game.
Hmm.
Like, and she was a pre-merge person, so for her to go like sure there were big votes like Sid's vote off and like Eddie's vote off and like Sherry's vote off, but like in terms of like influential like people like and just how much of an impact she could have had at merge would have been really interesting to see. Um, she obviously like left in an iconic way too, and
So did she have a lot of swing with like people?
yeah, she would have done really well at the merge.
Okay.
I think.
Cool.
Yeah.
So I mean, next up, with the merge started and everything, and you did a 12% merge.
Yep, we decided to do 12-person merge, and people were worried. I was kind of worried about. I didn't want to do predictable things this season,
Yeah.
so like I swapped at 15 instead of 14 and did the Exile Island twist. I merged. I was okay with doing like 12, just because it's a normal number and like whatever.
Yeah.
Um,
I really thought you were gonna do a final two. Were you going to?
It went back and with preseason.
Yeah.
It was a cast of 20, and we had a final two. And then after seeing how the final two of Wizards and Rogues happened, I switched it.
Okay.
Me and Lydia talked about it, and we switched it to final three.
Okay, cool.
And then
Well, we have Ricky on
Hello.
call. Hey,
hi.
Ricky.
Hi.
All right.
I
First
keep-
merge, King of Ponderosa.
King of
Right.
being left in Ponderosa for 6 days.
I thought Ricky wasn't a dream member at first.
No,
Yeah, I didn't think I was a
He's
dream
the
member
first.
either.
yeah, he was the first. He was shot too. No, but definitely, I don't like that. That wasn't my twist for Wizards and Rogues. Like, I liked it, but it wasn't mine. Like, that was Connor's
What do
cool.
you
I
mean?
like the
For
twist
the
because
final
it's a
two?
cool element. No, the Corinne twist, where like the first person.
Oh yeah.
I think
Okay.
it's cool. I think it's kind of interesting. And it happened to Ryan Today Palmer, so awesome. I didn't get to hear his mouth. So yeah, but Ricky made jury.
Ricky's travel was amazing to host that.
Let me see. So I mean, the first vote is always amazing. So Ricky leaves 8-3-1. Do you want to talk about that, Ricky? Do you want to talk about your vote out?
Well, we should first talk about how fucked over I was after Amanda left, because I wasn't clued in on that. So I was left with.
So. Mhm.
Mhm.
No, go. Yeah. So you
Ricky, no,
voted with
speak into
Amanda,
your mic
right?
just like tribal. I'm screaming.
Hello?
There you go.
So the last vote you voted with Amanda, and you were the odd man out from that tribe. I'm
Yeah.
guessing. Okay.
So I
cool.
was kind of left there, and I was really upset. I don't know. I mean, you said that you watched it. You saw. Um, I was really upset, and so I was left with. I was for sure like, whatever. Like they lied to me, whatever. Da, da, da. Then we merged, and I finally got back with Sid and Abby, and they were literally like the only people who would like give me the time of day.
Yeah.
So, I also kind of like completely went off on Eddie and Zach, so I dug myself
Why?
into the dirt because I just like I was like I'd rather like leave and be like happy that I yelled at you than kiss your ass and be like
Yeah.
upset and fake. So I went, and then I got tea that Sherry had an idol, and I tried to use that to my advantage, but I guess everybody knew.
Yeah.
So I was hoping that maybe I could scramble a few votes together, call Sherry out at Tribal, um, and hopefully if they did decide to do something and Sherry didn't play her idol, she would go home maybe. If she did play her idol and enough votes were wasted, we could possibly take out somebody with the 3 votes that we had.
Yeah.
It didn't work out that way, unfortunately, but Sherry did play her idol. And
Nice.
I went
Yeah,
to Ponderosa.
it was an intense tribal. Like I wasn't there, but seemed awesome.
It was fun.
Yeah, it was a really
Okay.
Ricky was not going out without a fight. So
So why was Ricky targeted at first? Was it just because he was out, like he didn't have anyone?
I kept in the devil himself, Eddie. Like, can we hop back to the time where I saved
Yeah.
Eddie single-handedly? Eddie didn't trust me for whatever reason. I think it's because I didn't talk to him enough, or
Yeah.
but like we're good now. It's whatever.
yeah.
But
kind of
yeah, I kept the person who killed me, so that's kind of ironic.
Yeah, it happens. I mean, it made some good TV. So I mean, with Ricky's vote out and everything, thank you for coming, Ricky. I appreciate your comments and
See ya.
everything.
Thanks,
I'm
Ricky.
excited to see the
Bye.
rest of the podcast.
Okay, cool. So then we had Ashton
Ooh,
get
here comes
removed.
the Medevac City. Okay.
Woo,
Yeah,
okay,
right.
so the first, so you guys have the Survivor auction that round. We might as well just talk something that happened in that round.
Oh
Um,
yes, please.
so how do you guys feel about the Survivor auction? Like this.
The Survivor auction is my baby. I got sick of seeing double votes and got sick of seeing the vote negators and this, that, and whatever. So I decided to like try and put other new things in that don't normally get seen, and fuck shit up.
Yeah.
And they all got brought. None of them got used properly. Besides like Sherry skip around or like this or that. But I definitely want to use them again. I think it'd be awesome to use. I want to think of more things to fuck shit up. I think they could have, if they were played well or if people stayed in that had them, it could have been really interesting to see how they played
Yeah,
for
I
sure.
definitely think like a power is only as good as the player that has it, and if a good player has it, they'll be able to use it well.
That's a lot of shade because no one used it. So
Yeah, I know that's what I'm saying.
yeah,
But yeah, it's hard to like have a power and everybody know about it, and like it's just
I agree. It was a twist to have. I had everything revealed but one, and I wanted to keep it that way. I might change in the future. We'll see. But
yeah.
I mean, if I'd host on Tumblr, I don't think I am.
But
Yeah,
that
I
tea
meant
that
to say yeah on a different org, please.
for sure. But then Rishi got robbed of his immunity and Ashton got medevacked. I
Richie
don't know
was
if you,
happy about that, by the way.
yeah, why?
Because he thought Ashton was going to go to the end, which they probably would have. Ashton's active in the Union chat now, but it was an intense season. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So like they were there for some times. There was just like a bunch of stuff going on. I just was like, it was time for us to pull the plug on them. But they're a really nice person, and I'm sure they'll be back. And you know, they want to finish a season. They've never got a chance to finish a season without being medevaced or having to quit. So
What do you mean? So what was the other season?
I don't know side seasons and stuff.
Oh, okay. I mean, that's cool. I don't know what their track record is to come back, but hopefully they come
I think
back.
they're just liked. So
I mean, I'm sure if you put in that recommendation.
interesting. I don't know how we work. You have to earn my rec, but yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
I don't just
Um,
work anyone.
So, oh my God, those cards keep passing by. So after that, the next vote is Gaston.
Gaston, yeah.
Oh.
Gaston.
Lydia and I, do you want to talk about Gaston?
I love Gaston so much. Oh my god.
Me too.
But I felt like he really. It was almost funny because literally just everyone kept identifying him as this huge threat, and he
Yeah.
never really got a chance to do anything because everyone just thought he was such a huge threat.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
I
Like, just
want to
from
talk
last
about something because it's like
Yeah.
it's a little bit of controversy because I have a little bit of problem as what to how everyone wants to be picked for a draft. That's a common thing.
Yeah.
This season, Kate offered you the draft. I was so happy, like she killed it, and I told her like let's not release it right away. And she didn't. But what happened was the big mouths, Shaylin and Sarah, kept bothering me to release it. They wanted to know what was going on, so I released it, and Gaston was picked 23 times on the
Yeah.
teams. So
I picked him.
He's like the second coming of Pat, so everyone wanted him.
So I didn't want to like, and I didn't want to think that that was the main reason. But I think that started it on top of people like Sid smearing him from day one. So what happened was like he didn't have a chance to really get to know people because people were so threatened by him. People were literally counting how many times he got drafted. TQ said that he looked at the draft every single day. So like for future reference, like if I ever do a draft again, if I do host on Tumblr, I'm not releasing it. Like it's not getting released. It's gonna be
Okay.
private because I don't want to fuck up someone's game. On top of that, people need to get over themselves wanting to get drafted.
Hey,
Like
dude,
please
like
get
in
over it.
generations, I saw the tags when the drafts came out, and like, I don't
It's
know
just
who it
really,
was, Austin or Phil, like put a tag about like, I don't know.
Austin.
It was-
It just really is annoying. It's just like I know you want to be like liked or whatever, but like just please get over yourself. The fact that you're checking the draft every day, like at TQ, like please, it's pathetic.
Well,
Listen, do not treat TQ like that.
It's
yeah,
just
don't
it's-
say
when I
TQ
heard
like that.
When I heard that, I was just a little bit shook.
I love TQ.
Love TQ.
I would have drafted TQ like now going
Well, where
looking
were
back
you?
at
Because
it.
Pat did it. He
But
was the only one. So
no, I just know Gaston, and like he played well, and like I'm shocked Sid came for him just because like he done well in the previous game. Like, come on, Sid. If he comes on this podcast, I'm gonna like give him a
he
talking
will.
to.
Movie.
But yeah, so I mean, I guess he didn't have a chance to play this whole game, and like were people just not talking to him, or?
No, people would not talk. He was. I felt so bad because like people were on calls having fun, and like he was just sitting in like the quote unquote fan alliance chat, and like
Yeah.
people wouldn't trust him. People wouldn't keep things he said. Like he just was always.
That's so
He just
sad.
never had like in terms of his. I don't know if he'd ever play again. I don't blame if he wouldn't, but like I've been trying to get into play seasons for like a year,
Yeah,
and
me too, man.
to have this cast, it just was not his cast. Like
Yeah, I mean that makes sense too. Like like the cast, if they don't want to work with you or they heard things about you, like it's really hard to like take that stigma off yourself if you're known for something. Lydia, no, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. I love you, Lydia. I trust you in the final three.
I don't.
That is a mistake. I'm going to tell you that's not a good idea.
But yeah, so next up was
adversary.
my adversary. I hope we come back with adversaries. Eddie.
Eddie is on his way, so.
Oh,
Where is he?
So we know.
God. I told Eddie he was not going to be here because he's
I
not.
thought Eddie wasn't gonna be here. He wasn't in the list of names.
Oh, here he is. You need to mute Eddie like always when you do. Or like, I'll mute.
Hello.
So, yeah, go ahead. Do your thing, Junior. You're muted.
So,
Junior.
yeah, I know. I thought you told me to mute.
I told him.
Okay. So, with Eddie votes out, Richie wins immunity, and I saw Eddie vote. He was pretty sad. So I really want to hear what he had to say about his vote out.
Junior, anyways.
Were you not? Okay, well, I mean, you can explain
We're
your
not
vote out.
about to expose me right now. Eddie slander is not allowed right now.
Well, if you want to talk about your vote out, what happened? I heard the tea and I heard the receipts that were made. So if you want to talk about it from your own perspective, that would be great.
Okay, so basically, Sneaky Sid and Sneaky Carrie made a fake Skype account of me and had a whole conversation on it about like me wanting to target people and this, that, and the third, and then sent it to people and got people to turn on it. And yeah, I mean, do you have anything to say about it, Teddy?
They just sliced you in half. So like I was on call with Sid and Sherry. They're the Twister sisters, and they were the oldest castaway and the youngest castaway, and they worked really well together. It was so awesome, like hear them talk strategy. They were just in control. People would call them out when they got voted out, and it's like people were just deaf all of a sudden and didn't want to listen. And they were allowed to work together and control numerous votes. They really ran it. They were like these powerhouse alliance, and there were just two of them, but they were so intricately connected to so many different things. And like I thought I really saw one of them winning. I knew that Sid was weary about taking Sherry to the end, but Sherry was 100% loyal to Sid.
Yeah.
So like I was like picturing like who would be the one to get fourth in that situation or whatever. But Sherry and Eddie were both playing the middle, and Sherry knew that Eddie was playing the middle, so she cut him.
Yeah, that always happens. Like when there's always that one person who's playing the opposite game of you. That's like on the other side. That's playing the exact same game as you, and like you have to take them out. And like
I went to Sherry. I was like, listen, Sherry, me and you, we're both playing the middle. We have people on both sides because of our positions in the tribe swap. If me and you just come together, we can control this whole entire game.
That was a mistake.
But I mean, to hindsight, like it would, like,
I mean, you know how Eddie plays, Junior. He's
a
very big personality.
But I'm sure he tried to change it up from Bora. I'm sure.
Oh no, he almost. This thing is like, him even finally being targeted was like interesting to watch. I know I was happy about it, and he almost I'm not gonna like give him kudos, but he almost got himself out of it somehow.
Yeah.
Because he found out like 30 minutes before Tribal happened and pulled in the swing votes of Abby and Sid and legit almost got them to flip. Like I was
Wait, Sid was gonna flip when he
back,
did the
back. So
receipts?
it was Sid.
Oh,
It was Sid and Sherry's plan.
yeah.
Eddie found out about it and pulled in. I wasn't here for the middle part. I just got back from dinner and then I see that Sid, Abby, and Eddie are on a call talking. And Eddie's like talking to them, and they're like don't know like they're just like they look super like ghost like just like
Yeah.
shook and yeah he almost got like they said that they flipped back I think last minute. So to get someone that was involved in the plan and get someone out, and I think he threw TQ under the bus, which TQ was also a huge threat this time as well. He almost did stay. So
Yeah. I mean, we'll talk about TQ when it comes, but yeah. Um, I don't know if you have any more words about your vote out, Eddie, or anything else that you want to defend yourself for. So I'm assuming you didn't send those receipts. Like,
What? No, I didn't in that Skype call. And honestly, Sherry and Sid, they did that.
Sherry and Sid. Who knew?
yeah. But
Sherry was really the one I wasn't woke about. She, as Gaston said, all she does is smoke weed and lie. But I love Sherry now. I love Sherry now.
yeah, Sherry is an
Sherry
icon.
is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Sherry is awesome. So, yeah, that's about it. Bye.
For coming on the podcast, Eddie. I appreciate your words, and we'll get to the next person. Okay, cool. So that's an interesting. Okay, that's a lot happened that round. What was the round that you said that you had no idea what was happening because like in the
Oh, that's coming up. Plus,
Yeah, that's coming up.
We were
Okay,
blindsided with that. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So next up, you guys had Pressure Cooker.
Yes, that was an awesome round. We had an instant vote off before. It's something I wanted. It wasn't Rogues. They were a bunch of babies, so I got my way this time, and it was gonna happen. If it was gonna happen or not, like I said, this is happening. Deal with it.
They
And
thought it was a joke too for a while. It took us like 10 minutes to convince them we were serious.
So
that like there's a vote happening.
Yeah, they kept thinking it was a joke. We were like, no, we're doing tribal right now.
So Zach was the victim of that. Zach is one of the nicest people. I think he balanced out along with half-ass Abby. Balanced out the thick, like dark layer on this. Like it wasn't like a dark season, but it was just like very like heavy in terms of competition, in terms of like challenges, in terms of like strategy, and just like how cutthroat it could be. And without Zach and Abby there, I don't know if it would have been like manageable. It was nice to have like some rays of like sunshine. You know what I mean, in the actual season. Zach's so nice. Like I definitely will like talk him up. It was hard for him, I think, to play such a cutthroat season.
Was he playing from the bottom a lot, or was he like?
No,
He's floating, I think.
Yeah, he was just kind of. He wasn't like a power player. He definitely battled. I think what shook him up was how Ricky responded to him being like how Ricky responded to Amanda being blindsided. He never really, in my opinion, really came back from that.
Okay.
So because you don't have many days to get over something like this was 41 days, so it's just kind of like mimics in terms of the speed of a real Survivor game, where like you don't have the 4 days to, you know what I mean, do your thing. Like you have 2 days, you know what I mean. So
So like
Zach is awesome. Like yeah, he's a very nice person for sure. Definitely.
Okay, and then nobody was allowed to like message each other or anything for that vote out.
Nope, their hands were up. So.
Yeah, and then so this from my perspective. I did think TQ controlled it because he was pretty much telling people, "Yo, this is what we're gonna do, backup plan or whatever."
No,
but
I feel differently. I was on call with Sherry and Sid at work, like listening to their plans, because Sid started to figure out my like hosting style in terms of like I like to cause chaos.
Yeah.
So he knew to plan beforehand. He's like, "Should we?" I was so mad. He's like, "You guys, should we plan just in case you have an instant tribal?" So he called Sherry and like they put plans into motion that Zach was the next to go. So, but I don't know what TQ was doing because I wasn't. If he was PMing, I wouldn't know about it. So maybe it was a combination of the plans. Like I don't know. It all depends. Because I know TQ was an adult, but I don't know what he did for that vote specifically is my thing. So.
Okay. I'm just saying from what happened in the pressure cooker, like he was the main voice.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
But I mean, if Sid wants to talk about that, because his vote out's coming out too, so
Yeah, this was the vote that me and Lydia were blindsided for because we got added to no chat.
I thought it was a typo.
Yeah, like I remember. This is
Mhm.
Sid. You said you're on mute, by the way.
Yeah, I know. You told me to.
Okay, now you're good. You can unmute.
Yeah, you can talk. I mean, do you want to talk about the Zach vote first, or do you want to talk about your vote?
I mean, yeah, we can talk about the Zach vote. Well, Sherry and I, we were aligned with Abby, and we knew that Abby was aligned with Zach, and we kind of wanted to split them up. And Abby said that she wanted to do it at Final 5 or something, but Sherry and I thought that would be way too late.
Yeah.
So Sherry and I were talking about an instant tribal, but we never thought it would actually happen. So we wanted to get Abby in on the plan, but we said to make Abby more comfortable, let's try and get numbers before we approach her about taking Zach out.
Yeah.
So we approached TQ and Mist, and we get them on board to take Zach out. We're planning on telling Abby after the challenge, but then we do instant, and we knew they were going to be split up, so we just got TQ and Mist to do it anyway.
Okay. So was that why TQ was being vocal about it? Because he was the only one. Like that's from my perspective, he was the only one talking.
Yeah, I wanted to cut up that tribal, but Sherry first said, let's just stick to the plan.
Yeah.
Like nail, and I was like, okay, TQ, the plan we talked about. And so
Okay.
TQ was the one that told Mist, so TQ was relaying everything.
Okay. Cool. So then Zach gets voted out. Who wins pressure cooker? TQ does.
That was good. Being able to, cause like after when it got down to final 2, we like got off. We stopped broadcasting it. It was just like TQ and Richie just kind of having a battle of which each one trying to talk the other one out of it.
Okay. Yeah. I forgot that.
Lydia?
Oh, we should probably wait to talk about that until one of them is here.
That's fine.
I mean,
yeah.
that's way down the line. Like Richie won.
It was really good. It was like Richie. They both really felt unsafe because TQ had been getting a lot of votes like from Richie.
Yeah.
But essentially, he was able to like promise Richie that he'd be safe for a while because Richie kind of didn't have any control, and TQ had some. You know, like he had people to work with and numbers to work with, so he was able to sort of convince Richie that he could keep him safe.
Okay. Very cool. I mean, yeah, we can talk about that from their perspective if they come on the podcast. But okay, so TQ wins immunity, and it's between what, Sid and Richie?
Yep. Sid went out. Want to talk about that tribal council, Sid?
Me? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, before the tribal council, we were trying to, Sherry, Abby, and I were sticking together, and then there were the other 4 fans. And we were trying to pull Mist over to take out Richie. So we're campaigning to Mist. Mist is kind of like, okay, I'll do it, but we didn't really know where she was at, like what she was planning on doing. And then Sherry had feigned an idol the last round. So people think that Sherry has an idol, but they're not sure. So they're thinking at this point Sherry has an idol, and they've been targeting Abby for the past couple rounds, so I felt super safe at the beginning.
Yeah.
And then I felt they were going to go for Abby, we were going to go for Richie. If Mist flips, then we take out Richie. If not, then Abby goes home. I'm safe, right?
Yeah.
Sherry had feigned her idol, so all the fans were thinking if she has an idol, she's not gonna give it to Sid because we've been going for Abby so much. So that's what I've heard, that they flipped it on me so that Sherry wouldn't play an idol on me.
Okay. So yeah, because Teddy was blindsided too. So I don't know if Teddy wants to talk about him being blindsided about the vote.
We weren't added to the chat that went down in at all. So I guess it was super last minute from what I heard, and no one was added to that chat. So I assumed that Richie was just going, and when the votes came back, it was 4-3, and Sid was out, and it was just like, yeah, that was when we were shocked.
Okay.
So that was a good
too.
time to be shocked, though. I definitely am not mad at them for that. I just did not have any idea what was going on. Neither did Lydia.
So did Sid control most of the game? I don't want to hurt like.
It wasn't just him.
But...
It was, like I said, I think the Twister. This was the overall in terms of just being on the ball. Like when Sid and Sherry came together, I remember it's a very unlikely pair. Like I said, the oldest and youngest. When they just clicked. They're both like very like strategic players, very high strung. They love calling and talking out strategies, thinking of everything, bouncing ideas off each other. I think.
Yeah.
What made you like Sherry? Sid?
Yeah,
like,
I was
what
about to ask.
that? I guess I'm curious about that.
After the swap, I was completely on the bottom, me, the only fave on a tribe with 6 other fans, and Sherry was really the only one that did talk to me or like try to talk game with me. Like I trusted Sherry from the moment that she did try to talk to me because Shay was talking to me, but none of the other fans were. So I just knew that when Sherry approached me and said that she didn't want to throw the challenge or she didn't respect that, I just knew that it was someone I could work with.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm just very curious. Yeah. But no, it was definitely Sid and the Twister sisters, which is Sid and Sherry, definitely controlled. I'd say this game, and we can talk about it going down the line. But Sid voting out definitely affected Sherry, and I don't think she was ever able to get her footing back because like they really vibed off each other. It'd be interesting to see if Sherry hadn't faked the idol. I think Ricky would have been able to keep together, but Sherry also went off on them the moment that they got back to
Oh
quote
my
unquote camp.
Like as soon as
That was
Sid
amazing.
got it out.
The moment, yeah. I recorded the fight. It's going to come out during confessionals, but that was the biggest meltdown this season. That was even a bigger fight than when Shaylin and Emily were against the whole entire Faves tribe. Like, Sherry was pissed and kind of.
So Sherry and Sid for duos, or?
If they, I would definitely recommend them.
Oh my god,
so
I know. It's like so hard to find someone that you can just call and talk strategy about. Like that's really like just to have someone like that in the season is really important.
Yeah, great. But then also the fact that I dropped out of pressure cooker for the idol clues didn't help the fact that people thought Sherry had an idol.
Okay.
I got the clues. They all assumed that I killed Sherry, which I did.
I mean, you told me that you were gonna drop out whenever like something came up. Right?
Yeah, that was my plan, because I honestly didn't think I'd be a threat until Abby or at least Richie and Sherry went home. Because I wanted to keep a couple cushions and then like get to the end without any of them.
Yeah.
But it just didn't work out that way.
And then you're 7th place.
Again. Or something.
Sid definitely needs to come back. I think he's definitely from a hosting perspective. I can't even talk. As a host, it was awesome seeing him play. He was supposed to be Rebels and Rogues. I was outvoted by the co-host. I definitely am happy that he got a chance to play again for sure.
I know.
Yeah,
I think he would have done better on my season, but it's fine.
I'm glad we got Sid.
Junior, your season's cracked. The 3
Okay, cool. Well, thank you for coming on, Sid. I
Thanks,
appreciate it.
Sid.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun talking to you.
Teddy complimented me. I want that on the record.
Shut the fuck up. Get out.
Okay, cool. The season of Medevacs keeps happening.
Oh yeah.
This is wrong. This
Right?
is your recommendation, Junior.
This is, and honestly, I did not know. They were great when they were on my season. They were problematic. I'm just gonna put this out
You
there.
didn't tell me this though.
Tell you what,
They were problematic. Did you know?
I
that?
didn't know they were problematic. No, they were great. And like,
I'm gonna Mist was like definitely controversial. I think the award I almost gave out for most controversial almost went to Mist if it would have happened. It just I don't like to be tried, and Pressure Cooker. It was recorded that she listening to music, and she was doing other things too that I never even brought up. It was the fact I think that she definitely is the most. She's really active. And she took it like a champ. Like I said, it was definitely some back and forth going on, but like she was respectful the whole time. And then the reunion chat comes in. Out of respect for her, I'm not gonna go that much deep into it, but it was just like I think she knows now. Like other hosts, what she's able. Hector is calling me right now. What the fuck?
what the fuck? Tell Hector that he needs to get ready for
No.
travel.
Like definitely I think in the right season could do really well. I think her and TQ were a power duo. Not my favorite duo, but I definitely think that she, in a huge power move getting out, like, I don't know, it wasn't from what I know her plan, but she was involved in it in the swing vote. Definitely controversial, I think is the best word to describe Mist.
Okay.
So.
I mean, I get that with you especially. Like you can't really pull one over you, and like you, I trust me. I'm really lenient. Like, well, not lenient with that, but like.
It's a good thing to broadcast that you're lenient when you're hosting the season right now.
I mean,
Right?
I'm
I will
lenient to the
cut
point.
anyone that tries to do anything. Like I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah, said he was kind of hard ass about it.
Well, no, I'm just lenient with strikes and with like things like that. Like,
No,
if somebody tells me like, "Yo, like I can't do it," I'm like, "Okay, that's cool."
Oh, yeah, that's different. That's a warning.
That's what I'm talking about, like lenient, like, "Hey, yo, you're good. Like I understand life's happening." But if they cheat or something, dude, I've told everybody like I'm like if there's cheating.
It wasn't really cheating. It was more just sort of like ignorance of the rules. And she wasn't really. I didn't feel like she was really putting that much focus into understanding the rules and paying attention to the game.
Yeah.
So it was like a lot of mistakes that we just couldn't keep letting slide,
Yeah. No,
But she definitely. It was never malicious. Like she didn't have music playing because, she was trying to entertain herself to keep going longer. Like it wasn't like that at all.
From what I understand, that's just like a huge like hashtag read the post. All the players know what the fuck that means. That is
Returning.
my tagline of the season.
There's a reason why I put everything in the post. Like, just read the post. So Miss leaving, was Miss gonna make, like, if she didn't leave, like,
I think the final three could have been. It would have been TQ. I think TQ, Miss, and Thomas could have gotten to the end.
that's what I'm
and
thinking.
yeah.
No, well, so this was my theory from my perspective, was that TQ had a plan to get there with Thomas and Miss, and when Miss left like that, I'm sure TQ got shook up. I don't know what the
Yeah,
saying
that's what
is.
Thomas said too. He said that he knew he wasn't gonna win when Miss left.
Yeah.
So
That as soon as I saw as soon as I saw that, I was like, TQ probably thinking to himself like, "Fuck, my plan of taking Miss and Thomas to the end just failed." Because that's my perception was
yeah, I
that
think I
TQ
think
was
that
relying on that.
he didn't give up, but he wasn't like it wasn't like I don't think the ideal thing, but like I said, it had to be done, and
Yeah,
I think it definitely, with every elimination, no matter how it happens, it affects the game. Ashley even affected the game, like to some
for
degree,
sure.
I think. So like, yeah.
Okay. So after that medevac,
Richie.
Richie, like the loved one challenge that I wasn't invited for, and then Sherry
You
got
would have
voted
been if
out.
Miss made it.
Oh,
Oh
really?
no, Sherry, I'm at Richie. I'm sorry, Sherry was next. I got the order wrong.
Yeah. Ooh, I was Miss Loved One.
Yeah, you were. I mean, that's what I would
Um,
have chosen. Yeah.
oh, shook.
Yeah.
I'm shook. But
Yeah.
yeah, Sherry leaves. What 3-2?
Another close vote.
I think this is like I feel like Abby should have left here if like I don't know.
Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
agree. Yeah, I agree. Sherry, at that point had yelled her ass off at
Yeah.
everyone. From what I know, from hearing from TQ said that they went after her because they thought Richie could have an idol. So they were feared about that. So I remember immediately after she left, TQ was like, "Nah, Richie would have really gone after Richie anyways." So it was a safety plan. You know what I mean? They knew that Richie was a bigger threat of the two. It's just so funny because Aggie did such a good job of like making herself part of this group that she should not have been a part of. On all honesty, like that's where it comes down to what kind of phase. Because I think certain other fans would not have let that shit happen. Sherry wouldn't
Yeah.
let that happen. Like other people would not have let Abby weave herself in because like it was just like she was almost became a fan and like kind of molded herself to kind of fit in with them. You know what I mean? So yeah.
I think we can do one at a time. I mean, unless they're both really good with each other, you can add them together. Um, I don't know. But yeah, so I really well no, just from my perspective, like if you're a fan and I don't know, as a newbie, I just don't want to see returning like if I'm a newbie or whatever, I didn't want to see returning win, and I feel like you need to take them out. Like I don't know, I just. But I love Abby. I know Abby's watching right now, and I like she deserves a win and everything. I'm just saying,
Oh no, Abby Abby
if
earned her fucking win. Like I
oh yeah,
definitely
for
feel
sure,
that. Like I don't like I'm saying like yeah, I had my
yeah,
faves, but like I was in shock that it was going to happen again. I literally one of the travel questions I was going to ask is like asking about if anyone researched returnee newbie seasons together because
yeah,
if you look at it, only Kate comes to mind like one other person. Like not many people can get it done, and you know that you played it. And I'm like.
oh yeah,
And this was, I think, one of the strongest newbie casts. Like people either knew who they were, knew they were strong, or just could see instantly that they came to fucking compete. And I think it was honestly it came down to just being naive. I think, and just
yeah.
thinking.
That just always happens, especially like with like Bora and like Olympics, where like the newbies really outnumber the returnees, and for some reason like the newbies can't get it together, which it happens like most seasons. I'm echoing
You are.
Lydia.
Yeah,
Eddie,
you
Teddy.
are.
Because it might be me. It might be. I don't know what's
Okay,
wrong. Hold on. Yeah. Okay.
you're good. Yeah, I mean it happens, but I definitely do think that if a fan wanted to win the season, they should have taken Abby out this round. But
Well, the
no
thing is,
shade to
I think TQ in a lot of ways, like all of these people were huge threats to TQ, and I think it was like he didn't know which one he should take out first. Like I think he would have had just as hard
yeah.
time going up against Sherry as he would have had going against Richie as he
Oh,
had going against Abby. So
for
like I
sure.
think he just kind of had a tough road ahead of him, and he
Yeah,
was
I
doing.
agree.
It's like he was trying to. So and then the last one, was decided for him. So
Yeah, just looking at it, I think he would have lost against Sherry, Richie, or Abby. Like TQ
I
was in
do
a
too.
really bad position, even though he played a great
It's
game.
not
I
only no, it's not that though. I told him this, and I
Yeah.
mean it out of respect. He did not do well at Final Travel Council.
He
No,
did.
I saw that too.
He didn't. Like, and I just like sorry to you know I stand behind. I know you're smart as fuck, but like, yeah, the jury did like they went in. It was gonna be possibly 5-2, 4-3. Like it was a
Yeah.
close. Like there were votes up for grabs. Like Sherry was not gonna vote for Abby.
But my thing
We
about
can
that
talk
is
about that
that
later
like the difference is that on the jury there were people who were pushing really hard for Abby to win, and there was a lot less push for TQ to win. And I think that's a lot more influential than you're giving it credit for.
Yeah. I mean, you both have different perspectives. I think that you guys should have rigged it for a final two, but
Well then,
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I love Abby. She deserves her win, but I definitely think after Miss left, TQ had a much harder road to win the game.
Yeah.
And then Richie has grown on me now after the season, just rewatching everything. Because I did not know he was like getting targeted a lot. I guess.
A lot.
Was he? Yeah, because that's what I was hearing. Like now, like that everything came out, like he was like really getting targeted a lot. So I'm shocked he lasted it.
Wait, are you echoing anymore or no? Like, can you hear me
No,
okay?
No, you're good.
I'm good.
Okay. No, Richie was one of the last two people to apply. Really strong player, funny, good confessionals in terms of his host chat. Like, it was one of my favorite places because he would just vent in there and talk shit about people and just be like, what are these idiots doing? Like, I think he didn't take the game too seriously at the beginning. And then when he realized people were actually targeting him, and they actually really he wanted to like win, and when he saw that he kind of was an underdog, to be honest, like then he started to get into it. Like I did not expect Richie to be in the pressure cooker for 8 hours. You know, I did not expect him to. He was a challenge beast. Like he did fun shit. Like also, like I said, like I love players that this is selfishly that make it fun for me to watch. So for the deserving challenge, when like you had to get everyone to agree to him. Like with you that you want to win immunity, he just said, "I'm voting for myself. Good luck." Like
that was so good.
Yeah, like so it just was. It was very like a fun personality, I think, and just him and Abby's dynamic in terms of being rivals, and him and Sherry's dynamic in terms of them knowing each other and stuff like that. Like this is also a PSA like to other me being shady, but like I understand you can't always cast people who don't know each other, and I did cast Sherry and Richie knowing that they knew each other. But what I did think was that they weren't going to 100% work together. Sure, they did to some degree, but at the end of the day, Sherry voted for she out at Final 7.
I mean,
so it was like you got to get the right kind of people that know each other. You know what I mean? So
yeah, you have to get people that know each other who either fucked each other in the past or they know that they're game players. If you're a game player, you're not going to take somebody that's going to beat you, even though you know them. Like.
Cast me and Teddy is basically what.
Yeah, what I'm saying is that Lydia and Teddy are getting cast together for the next adversaries game.
Please,
you mean dynamic duos? I think.
Oh please, Paige is my duo. Please get out of here.
Yeah. Oh my god. But yeah, I mean, I guess Richie lost it when he didn't win immunity.
That was
what I'm hearing.
He was such like a fun, good sport, like just friendly. Like he was one of my favorite people I think I've ever hosted in terms of that. Very like active, like just awesome. He's awesome.
I love his attitude in like every competition, especially that last competition.
Sorry, my bad.
Oh my
go ahead.
good lord, Teddy.
Sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
And then also, I think he was my favorite jury member. If we're gonna talk about like our opinions on the jury,
oh yeah,
he was my absolute favorite one.
Yeah.
I think he had the best like mindset when it came to like thinking about the game, where he viewed everyone very individual and less as in groups, which also made him very confused and wild. But like he was such a fun player.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of fans that I would love to see come back.
Oh yeah, for sure. I definitely.
Yeah,
I'm telling them what season's to play and what not to play. I'm not gonna just.
Yeah, are you telling them like, yo, junior season's coming up? Make sure.
I'm definitely protective over them because I don't want them to get thrown into like a 28-person season or something like that.
That shade.
So,
that shade, Teddy.
Yep, that was at you.
That was at me for.
No, I wasn't at junior. That was not at junior.
No, that was for at the season I played in. At both seasons I played in.
Possibly, you never know.
I was in both 25.
Ryan did it in a fun, creative way. The other way, I don't know. Okay.
That was a bit more messy. I get you. So I mean, so now we have the finalists on here: TQ and Abby.
And Thomas was a finalist too. Just wasn't going to be here. So.
Yeah. comments.
You guys can unmute now, by the way.
I don't know. I mean, do you guys want to talk about your experience? I don't know who wants to go first, or TQ.
Hi, Abby, I love you.
Hi, TQ, I love you.
Well, I'll go ahead and start asking questions. TQ, I heard that you didn't watch Survivor before you played. Is that true?
I'd seen one season.
And it was Pearl Island.
Mess.
Okay. Cool. How was your experience just playing this season and like?
I had a lot of fun. You know, I really enjoyed playing the game. Like, I have nothing against Survivor, really. I had fun. I did.
Wait, so are you more of a Big Brother person or the mole or like?
Yeah, I'm definitely more of a Big Brother person, I think.
Okay. So are you from the Big Brother community? Because I didn't.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
No.
You just.
I played.
You only played one org.
I played one really random org. And then,
oh, okay.
I mean, it wasn't like I was part of the community and then I saw it. I randomly joined an org. And then this time around, I got contacted by Teddy that he was throwing this game, and so I applied again just for funsies.
He didn't even apply. He got in because I know he's like.
He got in. He was like, "TQ, you don't gotta apply." Just...
It was a secret, but I'm a recruit. Got it.
Oh my god, that's amazing. Very cool. So, I don't know. We can't really talk about your vote out. How do you feel about your final tribal council? Like how it went and everything.
Ooh, that was a rough one. My thoughts, and I'm going to be completely candid because it's all over. I think that I went into Fireball Tribal Council thinking that what I needed to do was sell myself and why I deserved to win the game.
Yeah.
And,
no, for sure.
And afterwards, I think I sort of found out what I should have been doing was pandering to the jury and making the jury want to vote for me.
Yeah.
Always.
And
was
so,
I gonna?
Surprise.
Surprise, surprise. So, you know, maybe if I'd watched Survivor before, I would have known that. But
You didn't even watch the reunion for Pearl Islands. You don't know nothing.
I didn't know anything.
I was talking to TQ like during the season because I wanted to get updates because he said that he thought Big Brother was kind of more strategic than Survivor and harder than Survivor.
I'm sorry, what?
Listen, he changed his mind. I talked to him.
No.
Like in Final 5 or Final... No, it was the Sid vote, I think, Sid vote. He was like, I was watching... I was like, what do you think now? He was like, I don't know, I have to rewatch the Survivor season because they were not doing this shit in Pro Islands. Like,
no,
they really
I
weren't.
mean,
they really weren't.
Like, it's heavily edited, Survivor, but like...
Well, the older seasons, too. Like, because he's very smart. In Big Brother, he was smart. He got fucked over by a twist. Like, so I feel like if he would have done like...
A Teddy twist.
Yeah, he did... What twist? The first season, but not this season.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm sure that if he goes back now and watches it and he comes back, he's going to be a huge contender to win.
Well,
like, you have to learn, you know?
I mean, you can't say that kind of stuff, man. Don't put a target on TQ.
Okay.
Don't say that shit.
Can't ever play again.
But I was gonna ask Teddy, like, I don't know if you watched my Final Tribal Council, but would you compare it to TQ's or like?
Hell no.
No, you don't. Come on, like.
You have one of the worst tribal councils I've ever seen in my life. Like,
no, but like I was trying to sell my game too. Like, come on, like that's all you can do. It's like sell your game.
No, I definitely think, like I said, it was I think just an experience. Like I know for me and Lydia, like if we ever like got to like an actual main season, like at the end, we would be on our shit so much more. I think because we both have lost in the main season, Lydia. I didn't
Yeah.
I think like I know we both have like I wouldn't necessarily come back to. I'm not gonna have to Tumblr, but if I ever make it to the end of any game, what I've learned, it helps so much. And I think Lydia's the same way. Like if she got to the end of a main season or any org, she's gonna be so much more like on her shit because she knows what to do. You have to almost experience it. Or, you know what I mean? I think that's really helped to experience
either experience it or be part of a jury where you see that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
which
for sure. And TQ got like pre-jury because of MJ, so yeah. And the last one, and my Big Brother org. So. But,
well, TQ was definitely grew on me during the season. Like one of my faves. Like just watching him.
Yeah, I told him you and Pat were rooting for him. So.
Well, no, you never told me who was rooting for me.
Well, I forgot to tell you his name, but yeah, this
was Junior.
Yeah, this is him. So, yeah.
This is me. I just because like I see TQ and I see a lot of my game in it, and then just watching his Final Tribal Council, I was like, "Fuck, that's literally me." when I was trying to win the fucking season, like aside to and whatever. But we can get on with Abby, the winner of
Who?
Mount.
I don't know her. Wow. I can't believe TQ won this season. Amazing.
Right? No.
The real winner.
Abby, I mean, can I ask you a question? Because we haven't talked much yet because you've been on vacation. Like, I want to know what was your mentality? Because I want you to speak up on it because I could see it very. I think that people always say social, but I think strategically it wound up where you knew what you were doing. Like you knew that. We'll talk about like what were your thoughts when Sid left and you were the last fan standing 1 to 5? Like what were how did you get in that group? Like.
Basically, what happened was in my first game, something similar happened to me where my ally went home, and clearly I know now that Sid did not give a fuck about me, but Sid was my number 2. Like, I wanted to go there with Sid, and that was it. Anyway, so last time that happened to me, I kind of just, like, laid down and died, and I got 7, and I was like, this time, I was like, I'm not going to let that happen again. So, yeah, when Sid went home, Sherry, like, imploded, and I was like, okay, well, I'm alone now. I have no one. Because if I wanted to stay loyal to Sherry, I didn't have a chance, basically, because they weren't going to work with her after, what happened. So I was like, I just need to get in with the people that left that will work with me, which means not Richie. Because I burned that bridge after the swap. So, yeah, so basically I just, like, did anything I could to get in with Mist and TQ because I decided that, like, they were who I wanted to be with. Just because I hadn't talked to Thomas as much. That's the only reason why I didn't go with Thomas. But yeah, so basically I just did anything I could, just talk more to them and PMs and shit.
Yeah, like you guys you were on calls, you were on chats. I was really, really impressed by that. Like I definitely,
Thanks,
I could see it, like happening, and I was like, I can't believe it's gonna happen. I can't believe, like, if you look at it, her narrative would be like so interesting on the show, like last female fave standing. The female faves dropped like flies. There were 3 of the 5 are out pre-merge. Last fave standing, the only fave to improve her placement out of the 9. Like, there's so many things, and the only one. No one else did.
What did Zach get? I feel like Zach
got 5th.
Oh shit! Okay.
Yeah, Zach sent me to 7th, and then he got his comeuppance for that.
So I think, like, if you just look at it, like, in terms of, like, I definitely, and from being the only person on, like, Exile, she was scared to go on that track because Richie basically said, "Come over here so we can kill you."
I was so scared. I remember watching the tribal, and I was like, "Damn, Sid's gonna go home, and then I'm gonna die." And then
I'm gonna die.
That didn't happen.
But can I say something, though?
Yeah.
It was really funny because when Abby came to me and we were talking and everything after the Sid vote, me and Abby, I think, grew really close really quickly, and we clicked right away, and I was like, it really sucks that for most of this game, me and you were diametrically opposed. Like, I've been coming for you. I know, like, And so, but we were talking game. We were, like, sort of...
We were just friends at that point.
Yeah, like
it almost felt like the game was already over.
Say again?
It almost felt like the game was already over and we were just friends.
Yeah, well, in my head, and I just want to explain that, for me, the game was over for Abby. Like, I'm not an idiot. There was no scenario in my head where I was going to take Abby.
Yeah, I will say, talk about that to Q, because Thomas told me, I didn't know you guys had a plan, and you, Thomas, and what was the other, Richie, like, you and Thomas knew that you wanted Abby gone had she not won the final immunity. So kudos to Abby, who did that. So
she did that. So when Sid left and me and Abby were just talking, I was talking as if the game was already over. I could just talk with her and have some fun and be friendly because I didn't get that chance during the game. But me and Mist had already lined up everything to send Abby out soon. And then the medevac happened, and that's what you've already talked about it. That sort of ruined my game. But but yeah, so that happened. But even at the very end of it all, I didn't think I wanted to go to the end with Sherry because I did not. Sherry was an amazing game player. Sherry was going to beat me hands down in any scenario I had in my head. So it came down to Richie and Abby. And at the very end, I was really afraid of the amount of fave votes in jury because I'm not an idiot. I know that Kate's the only fan winner.
I asked you that question, and you had a good answer for it. I thought you were bullshitting, though. And you were like, it was a very politically correct answer. You were like, I think our jury is smarter than that to just go with, 4 faves.
in that scenario, I was trying to stroke their egos and be like, come on, be smarter than that. But then at the very end, I was just like, I'd rather take my chances with Richie because I'm afraid of Abby. And so me and Thomas were like, hey, if she doesn't
No
win
one's
this
ever said that
thing,
before.
if she doesn't win this thing, we got to cut her. And we were like, it was like
It would have been an honor to be cut by you.
he messaged me. He was just like, hey, and I was like, hey, Thomas, I've been doing some thinking. We need to get rid of Abby. And he was just like, same. But then it didn't work because she pulled out that beast like
she did that.
And
She killed that.
Were you even tired, Abby? Like, what was your? I mean, I know you did for life. Like,
Not really.
Oh my god.
Like, how long would you have kept?
Yeah, how long could you have gone?
I've done that for hours on end, like with breaks.
Wait,
But like
you
you have to
hobby?
pull
Like, where
that
do you
shit.
practice that?
No, listen. So I do it for like I'm in school for film, right? And I boom, which is the big ball with the microphone on the end.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'll have to stand there for like 10 minutes at a time and hold it up, and then have like a 5-minute break, and then keep doing it for like 4 or 5 hours. So like, there's a trick to it. All you got to do is squeeze your hands every once in a while, and that's
really?
it. Yeah, and the blood flows back up, and it's easy.
Oh, okay.
So not like
Abby is the queen of like
his weird bench pressing and like stuff like that doesn't work.
No, Abby is I will say this. Abby was an endurance like trick beast in terms of like she said that for pressure cooker she had like clothes down below. You could stand on.
I was standing on a pile of clothes.
Yeah, and for this one like she did that. So I think that like I think to have.
Because I can't play Flash games. I hate Flash games.
No, I mean, when I update your wiki page, it's going to be really interesting because, like I said, the things I said before, you're also the only like female to win individual immunity. You know what I mean? Like, there's just so many things. So I definitely feel things are great. Like, and both of you, I'm very proud of you. And Thomas too. Like, I think I think you guys fought hard to get here for sure. And great season overall. Like, I am very happy to hosted you guys. You're awesome. So
thanks, Papa.
Thanks, Papa.
Yeah, I just have to say first. I just have to say that Ricky's being really needy and he wants a shout out. So there you go, Ricky.
Ricky, he was literally on the.
Yeah, he was.
I know, but he's like in my PMs, like, give me a shout out.
Oh yeah, TQ. I guess Junior is really good. Yes. I am too. I mean, I got it from. I was mad because I had to go to work and we got to take over. I didn't get to see the conversation between you and Richie, and I talked to Richie. I've heard his side. What is? I guess to end it, how did you get someone to give up on YouTube? Because that's always because I've heard how he explained it, but I want to know how you feel like you did it. Like,
that was so long ago, and I was so tired at that point. I can try, but so when what happened?
You guys went off air for a while.
Yeah, when it went off air. We went off air and we were just talking to each other, and I was just like, hey, Richie, I don't understand what's going on. I thought we were on the same page here. Let's get out faves. But the last 2 times you've written my name down. I don't understand what's going on. And he was just like, I'm always left out of the loop. I don't know what's happening in this game, yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, but Richie, I've tried to tell you what's happening in this game. I've tried to keep you informed. Like, I don't understand what's going on. And then we talked a little bit about the whole Eddie thing. And then I was just like, are we together or are we not? Like, are we on the same page in this thing or are we not? And he was like, we are. I think we are. We want the same thing. And I was like, well, if you want what I want, and that's to send out faves, and my track record proves I'm the one that's helping send out faves, Richie, you're not, then you need to save me because if I don't have immunity, I'm going home this round. And if I go home this round, you can bet miss this next and then you. And after a certain point, we just started. First of all, he wasn't gonna give it to me. He really didn't feel safe.
Yeah, he told me that. Yeah, he said that he was happy that you had people coming in your house, like when you're room or whatever. Like he was. Yeah, he said that you made him feel like you made him feel guilty and that like how could he not give it to you after, you know what I mean? Like you were having good points. So and even how he explained to me, I'm like, wow. So.
Yeah, I mean, I was trying to guilt him a little bit, but then I also wanted to. Like at one point, I almost started crying only because I was so tired.
Yeah, you guys
I
really.
hate that concept.
Yeah, but at the end of it, it was just like, are we doing this thing together or not? And he was like, we are. And I had him. I don't know if I had him convinced or not, but at least I was convinced because at that point in time, I was like, if I don't win immunity, it's gonna be one of us, Richie. And if you have immunity, it's gonna be me. But if I have immunity, it won't be you. And I think I was able to sell him on that point, and he gave it to me, and I made sure it wasn't him.
That's nice.
I think, like I said, this was like a good season to go out on. I know I did they had a casting, but like Lydia and Shobi killed it. Shobi made their season look so pretty, even though she couldn't be like. So kudos to her. Shobi is amazing at anything art that she does.
Yes.
Wrote some of the challenges as well. Like
Graphic
she had
design is her
ideas.
passion.
Yeah, and she also, like I said, wrote questions like that. So I want to get close to her. I could not have done the season without Lydia and Shelby's assistance for sure. This is Lydia's first time being an actual host. She was supposed to be just a light intern, but she wanted to get more involved in tribals and challenges. So like, I told them this too. That, you know,
Oh, Richie.
Oh, fuck, MJ.
MJ being peace.
Who? I don't know him.
Yeah, MJ, like he was like the joking intern that kind of kept things light and also read the belts.
What did MJ do except insult us? To be
No,
honest,
he did idol stuff when we all weren't there.
No,
Like,
I'm
he
joking,
stays
I'm
up late,
joking.
like, I love MJ.
I'm joking.
MJ is one of my.
I support him.
friends here,
I'm
so-
joking. I'm joking.
when he comes for you. But yeah, definitely, I definitely want to talk about how awesome this is. My favorite production team that I've ever worked with. Like besides like Brian at HPV, because like it was just everyone was doing stuff. You know what I mean? So yeah. So
Oh yeah, I mean it was a great season to watch and everything.
I'm
And
glad you guys liked it. So
did you guys enjoy? Let me just ask this: did you guys enjoy the live format and like the more? Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, the more
I did.
live format.
I did because we
I did
never.
not.
I mean, I don't know if we did this in Big Brother. You know, I left pre-jury. Yikes.
no, you guys
But-
never only had one live eviction, or like a
Yikes.
few. Yeah.
Okay, well, I really liked it more. It made it more personal. You know, I didn't feel like a member of this community before this game,
Yeah.
during this game, or after this game. But I can say I have friends in the community now after this game, and that wouldn't have happened if it was all done in text. You know, I needed to see
Okay.
those faces and hear those voices and all that stuff.
Yeah, me too.
You sound like a needy aunt. Anyway.
I'm like, you're part of this.
Sounded like
community.
Ricky.
right.
Aw.
But no,
That's
you guys try
cool.
to. They're really close. They're on calls like every day since so far. Like I said, one of my, you guys are definitely like up there with the HVB2 cast, which is like my favorite cast that I've ever.
You guys
worked
are
with,
my
so-
favorite cast I've ever hosted.
Yeah, the only cast.
Aw.
I'm not like Teddy trying to like half shade you a little bit. You guys are my absolute faves.
Half shade us?
I'm not
Teddy's
half
been bullshitting us since day one.
You don't expect your favorite. You've only hosted 3. Like they're in the middle. Okay. Like.
It's about wording, how you word it. If I say second fave instead of like middle, it sounds better to me. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Thanks for having us, Junior, by the way. So.
Thank you.
Of course, I'm glad you guys came by, man. Like I thought this wasn't gonna happen. So.
Junior was freaking out because Leonardo was like, "Yeah, whatever, we'll do
Yeah,
this."
it's like we'll show up eventually.
Oh my god! Well,
You
I'm
make me
glad.
cry.
I'm
Oh,
glad
wait,
this
hold
is
on.
starting to be a thing.
Vote for
Sorry.
fan fave. Go look on the blog.
Vote for
Or,
Zach.
Yeah, if you haven't voted for fan fave, like
Vote
I'll
for
put
Zach.
the link in the viewing lounge again. But don't
Yeah.
forget to do that. So yeah.
If you want to send me the link, I'll put it on the post on the
Yeah,
Tumblr
that'd be
post.
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it was a good season. We'll see. Are the finalists? Can they win fan fave?
Yep. Anyone can win fan fave.
Oh, okay.
And Abby wins a buff and a gift card for Amazon. So, but I'm gonna like, yeah.
Real, there was a prize.
He's trying to tell me
Yeah,
that
I
I
would've
can't
played.
have a Cook Islands buff.
Yeah, I told her she can't have an expensive buff. I mean, like, you know, a $27 buff.
I'm crying.
I'm not blowing dust off a buff to buy you. Like,
Wait, you had a prize for your season, Teddy?
Titty.
yeah, I did. It was a price.
Oh my
I
God.
was making them eat stuff. I'm not gonna be that mean and be like.
It wasn't even that bad. Okay, listen, me and TQ had to drink the same drink. It wasn't that bad.
Do you want to sponsor my
It was
season,
not bad at all.
Teddy?
No, you have a job. Like,
You want to come on, just sponsor my season with your buff.
I'm fine. Anyway.
With your buff.
Yeah, but
You don't want Titty's buff anywhere near you damn season.
fuck off. Anyways, thanks for having us,
Yeah,
Junior.
of course.
Thank
I'll
you.
do it
Junior, you're the
on
best.
podcast. Yeah.
All right.
Thanks.
Wait.
guys.
Yeah. All right. Bye.
Yeah.